PHE, can you hear me? All right, this is my first Facebook Live, so I hope I'm doing this correctly. Oh, hi, Sadie. I see you. And give it a minute to let some more people join. Hi, Bailey. Good morning. Can you hear me? All right, today I wanted to share a Easter book from one of my favorite authors. This is from Patricia Polacco. Hi, Nicholas. Good to see you on here. This is Chicken Sunday by Patricia Polacco. Her publisher is Simon & Schuster. And Patricia Polacco writes a lot of memoirs, stories about things that really happened to her, and this is also a memoir. Hi, Sheriff. Good morning. All right, so I want to share this book with you, and then I want to share a little art project that you can do with it. Hi, Frederick. All right. Stuart and Winston were my neighbors. They were my brothers by a solemn ceremony we had performed in the backyard one summer. They weren't the same religion as I was. They were Baptists. Their grandma, Eula May Walker, was my grandma. My babushka had died 2 summers before. Sometimes my mother let me go to church on Sunday with them. How we loved to hear Miss Eula sing. She had a voice like slow thunder and sweet rain. We'd walk to church and back. She'd take my hand as we crossed College Avenue. Even though we've been churching up like decent folks ought to, she'd say, I don't want you to step in those too fast cars. You'll be as flat as a hen's tongue. She squeezed my hand. When we passed Mr. Kadinsky's hat shop, Miss Eula would always look in the window at the warm. Then she'd sigh, and we'd walk on. I'll show you the picture. Hi, Graham. Hi, Rosalie. Hi, Sophia. We called those Sundays Chicken Sundays because Miss Eula almost always fried chicken for dinner. There'd be collard greens with bacon, a big pot of Poppin' John, corn on the cob, and fried spoon bread. One Sunday at the table, we watched her paper fan flutter back and forth, pulling moist chicken fried air along with it. She took a deep breath and glowed as she smiled, and then she told us something we already knew. That Easter bonnet and Mr. Gadinsky, the most beautiful I ever did see, she said thoughtfully. The 3 of us exchanged looks. We wanted to get that hat for her, anything in the world. They love Eula May. Stuart reached into the hole of our wish tree in the backyard. He put a rusty Band-Aid tin. The 3 of us held our breath as we counted the money inside that we had been saving for weeks. If we're going to get that hat for Miss Eula in time for Easter, we're going to need a lot more than this, I announced. Maybe we should ask Mr. Kadinsky if we could sweep up his to earn the rest of the money, Stuart said. I don't know, Winnie said fearfully. He's such a strange old man. He never smiles at anyone. But we all agreed it was worth a try anyway. Let's see, it says I'm cutting out. I wonder if this helps me. It's probably my bad internet. All right. The next day, we took a shortcut down the alley in back of the hat shop. Bigger boys were there. They were yelling. Eggs flew past us and pelted Mr. Kadinsky's back door. Just as the boys ran away, the door opened. Mr. Kadinsky glared straight at us. You there, he yelled. Why do you kids do things like this? It wasn't us, Stuart tried to say, but Mr. Kadinsky wouldn't listen to us. All I want to do is live my life in peace. I'm calling your grandmother, he shouted as he wagged his finger in Stuart's face. All right, is it getting any better? Hi, Julia. Miss Eula was waiting in her living room for us. Miss Eula, we didn't throw those eggs, I sobbed. Some big boys did, Stuart sputtered. What were you doing at the back of his shop in the first place? She asked. We knew that we couldn't tell her the truth, so we just stood there and looked at us for a long while. Baby dears, I want to believe you. Heaven knows I brought you children up to always tell the truth. If you say you didn't do it, then I believe. Too bad, though, she went on to say. That poor man has suffered so much in his life, he deserves more than eggs thrown at him. You know, he thinks eggs. You have to show him that you're good people. You'll have to change his mind somehow. In my kitchen the next day, we thought and thought. How can we win him over when he thinks that we threw those eggs? Stuart asked. He doesn't even like us, Winston chirped. Eggs, I said quietly. Eggs? Stuart asked. Eggs, I screamed. I went to the kitchen and took out a lump of wax, a candle, a small one with a wooden handle, and some packets of yellow, red, and black dye. Sophie, can you stop that for right now? Are you online? Mom helped me show the boys how to decorate eggs the way my bubby had taught us, the way they do it in the old country. We made designs on the eggshells with hot wax, then dyed them and finally melted the wax patterns off. We put the eggs in a basket, and even though we were marched into Mr. Kadinsky's shop and put them on the counter. He raised his eyebrows and glowered at us. Then his eyes dropped to the basket. Spasiba, he said softly. That means thank you in Russian. Pisanki eggs, he said as he looked closely. I haven't seen these since I left my homeland. We didn't throw those eggs at your door, Mr. Kadinsky, we told him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we're having difficulties. We didn't throw those eggs at your door, Mr. Kadinsky, we told him. He looked at us for a minute. Well, then you have great courage to be here. Chutzpah. You have chutzpah. Then his eyes glistened and his mouth curled into a warm smile. Come have some tea with me. We spent the whole afternoon talking together, having poppy seed cake and strong tea. He told us about his life. We told him about ours. When we finally got courage to ask about doing odd jobs to earn some extra money, he apologized and told us there was no work. We didn't tell him what we wanted the money for. It didn't seem the right thing to do. Our hearts sank. I tell you this, he said thoughtfully, these eggs are as beautiful as my hat. Stuart, Winnie, and I looked at each other. It is almost Easter, he went on to say. I'm sure that people would love these eggs. Set up a table and sell them right here in my shop. For the next few days, we worked very hard. We made almost a dozen Pisanki eggs. When people came in, they picked them up and said things like, beautiful, splendid, intricate, glorious. We sold them all in one single day. That afternoon, when all the eggs were gone, we counted our money. We had more than enough for the hat. Just as we were about to tell Mr. Kadinsky that we wanted to buy the hat, he came out from the back room holding a beautiful hat box, gift-wrapped. Keep your money, children, he said softly. I have seen Miss Eula May admire this. It is for her, isn't it? Tell her that I know you are very good children. Such good children. I see Raina's watching. When Easter Sunday arrived, we thought our hearts would burst when we watched Miss Eula open the hat box. She held us close as big tears rolled down her cheeks. Our hearts sang along with the choir that Sunday. She looked so beautiful in that hat. When it was time for her solo, we knew that she was singing just for us. Her voice was like slow thunder and sweet rain. Hi, Miss Tate. Later that day, as Miss Eula sat at the end of the table, she said, "Oh, baby dears, I can die happy now. And after I'm dead on chicken Sundays, I want you to boil up some chicken, bones, gravy, and all, and pour it over my grave. So late at night when I'm hungry, I can reach right out and have me some." Then she rolled her head back in a deep, holy place inside. Winston, Stewart, and I are grown up now. Our old neighborhood has changed some, yet it's still familiar too. The freeway rumbles over the spot where Mr. Kadinsky's shop once stood. I think of him often in his glorious hats. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Sylvie. We lost Miss Eula some time back, but every year we take some chicken soup up to Mountain View Cemetery and do just as she asked. Sometimes when we are especially quiet inside, we can hear singing, a voice that sounds like slow thunder and sweet rain. I hope you liked that book. I got a little something to show you. If you're in my, if you've been one of my students, you might have noticed I have a little basket with some miniature Pastanki eggs that look a lot like the ones, but they're in my classroom. But I did get these out to show you. These are some that my mom made. They're drawn on. They're not made with beeswax like the Pastanki eggs. They do have designs on them. Pastanki eggs. And I wanted to show you how you can make your own version out of paper. So I have some paper here. If you for how to fold your paper in half and make a heart, it's kind of the same concept. I think it's easier to do this with a folded paper. To make an egg shape, start up here at the very and have it curved down and almost touch the edge of the paper. And then when you get to the end, curve to a line here. So when you open it up, you'll have kind of an egg shape like this. Then you can divide your egg into sections. Okay, Sophie, you want to show? Hold the camera and show. Just draw some lines, maybe 5 or 6 lines, dividing your egg up any way you want to. And then I know Miss Parrish has shown you about Zentangle designs. You can use each section to do your patterns, like this one here. I did that kind of looks like fishtails, hatch marks over here, lines and dots. You can fill in your sections with any kind of repeated design you like, and then you can color it if you want to, or just leave it plain. If you find one of these, I'd love for you to take a picture and put it in the comments to show me. And then you'll have your own version of Pastanki eggs. All right, I hope you enjoyed this story, and we'll see you back at 1 o'clock with Miss Haskett. Bye.